To me, the easiest one is the both. Okay? What do they both have in common?
Bone marrow.
Yeah, they're both born in the bone marrow. Got it? What else? What else do you have for both?
Memory cells.
Yeah, they both produce memory cells because they're part of the third line of defense. That's what they do. What else?
Go to the lymph nodes.
Ma'am?
Lymph nodes.
That's right. They do their job in the lymph nodes.
And the spleen, right?
That's where they multiply. It's in the spleen. Yeah. What else?
They're both naive.
That's right. So we start when you finish school, you are immunocompetent. Before you've made contact, you're naive. You make contact, you're activated. Anything else?
Must recognize self and non-self.
They have to recognize self and non-self. If they don't, they could very easily give you an autoimmune disease where they think you're the bad guy and attack you. Got it? That's why school is so tough. We don't want them to attack us. They need to be attacking the bad guys. Yeah, yeah? Okay. Is that it? Okay.
Antigen presenting cells.
Hmm?
Antigen presenting cells.
What about them?
Are they both?
Well, they do talk to antigen presenting cells.
Both of them.
Yeah. But, you know, that's also used in another particular place. APCs. All right? So, what can we say about the B cells? Well, they go to school where? In the bone marrow. Okay? As opposed to the T cells, which go to the thymus. What else can we say about B cells?
Exogenous.
No. Exogenous is not on that list.
Clonal deletion.
Huh?
Clonal deletion.
Okay, if they are messed up at school, we kill them with anergy or clonal deletion. Okay? What else?
Receptor editing.
Yes, they are one of the few that can have their receptors edited so they can have a second chance, like going to a reform school or summer school. All right?
Body cells.
That's not on there. That's somebody else. Okay, yeah, the whole point behind B cells is they make antibodies. And the antibodies are found where? In your blood. That's why B cells are called humoral. Okay? The humoral part of your defense system. All right? Anything else?
MABs.
What's that?
Like the medicines for cancer.
That's right. Monoclonal antibodies, your MABs, like nivolumab and whatever else mab, those are antibodies, okay, that are being created in the lab from a from a B cell that has the genetics we need. It has the ability to recognize a particular cancer. They harvest it from somebody, and then they clone it. How do they clone cells? How can we make enough cells to be able to give it to a bunch of patients? Okay. What kind of cell does nothing but copy itself? Copy, 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 copy. It never stops copying itself. Cancer. That's why a cancer cell becomes a tumor. Got it? It copies itself. And when a piece of the tumor breaks off, goes through your lymphatic system, into your blood system, and moves to your liver, now you got liver cancer. And it moves to your lungs, now you got lung cancer. Got it? So, somebody said, why don't we take a B cell and fuse it with a cancer cell? Now the B cell will divide like a cancer cell, but still make antibodies for us. But forever. Never stop. Just feed it glucose, and it's going to make antibodies for us. Whoever thought that up is a genius. Whoever thought of fusing two cells together like that? But that is called a hybrid or hybridoma, because oma means cancer, hybridoma. All right?
So
That's how we do all of that stuff.
What happens with the cancer cell?
Nothing. All cancer cells do is copy themselves. The reason cancer cells kill you is because it's going to be a tumor where you don't want a tumor, or if it's in your blood, all your bone marrow is making useless cells, not white blood cells that you can use, or red blood cells you can use, or platelets you can use. Got it? And that's why a person figures out, something's wrong with me. I'm feeling run down, lack of oxygen. I'm constantly catching a cold. Something is off. Got it? So you go to the doctor and get a blood test, and they notice that your white blood cell count is higher than normal. Well, then they take a look. Do you have an active infection? No. You might have leukemia, where you're making non-functional white blood cells. But because you're doing that, are you making any functional white blood cells? That's why you keep getting sick. Are you making any red blood cells? No, that's why you're being run down. Are you making any platelets? That's why you keep bleeding. See? And the only way to help you is to irradiate and kill all your bone marrow with radiation and or chemotherapy. Now what are you going to do? Get somebody else's bone marrow transplanted into your bones. And they can start making good red blood cells, white blood cells, and platelets.
So what all do they use the hybrid T-cell?
The hybrid is to make copies for us to have medicine. Got it? And they're doing the same thing now with T cytotoxic cells. They figured out there's a cytotoxic cell that will go after cancer and leave you alone. So they've hybridomed that, and they've already given it to a person, and they're cancer-free. So they're going like, that looks very promising. Let's see if we can get some more people on the clinical trials and see if we can get, that to work. We know the antibodies work because that's why there's so many, MAB drugs out there. But now we're trying to do the T cytotoxic cells. Okay? All right, so that's my B cells. What can I say about the T cells? Well, they obviously go to school in the thymus. Okay? And of course, they come in two varieties, T sub C and T sub H. What else can we say about T cells?
Positive and negative.
Positive and negative selection. That's how they go to school. Positive, we select 4 of the ones that can recognize self, and negative, kill the ones that overreact to self. Got it? They've got to recognize self proteins, but we don't want them to overreact. Okay? What else?
Antigen
That was it for the double? Okay, for the T cell. All right, now what can we say about cytotoxic cells? Who do they talk to? Body cells. And if they're talking to body cells, what kind of basket does a body cell have? Ones. Right? Okay. Anything else? Oh, what's in the basket called one? Exogenous or endogenous? Endo, because it was created inside the cell because a virus took over and made you make viral proteins. Got it? You're making the viral proteins. The viruses can't do anything. They're a parasite. Okay? They need you to do all the work. Everybody cool? All right, what can we say about the helper cells?
What's the CD8 and the CD4?
Okay, CD8 and CD4. Who's the 8, who's the 4?
CD8 cytotoxic.
Okay. 8 is toxic and 4 is, that's just another name for it.
Oh.
CD has to do with cellular, something added to it that's like 4 parts and 8 parts or whatever. I don't use it that much in my daily conversations, but I heard that that's what they call them in nursing school. Okay? So, helper cells, who do they talk to? APCs. They don't talk to body cells, they talk only to APCs. What kind of basket do all APCs have? A type 2. And what's in their basket? Exogenous, because they ate the hamburger. They didn't make the hamburger. Got it? They ate it and put a piece in their basket. So it came from outside of themselves. Got it? Okay. Anything else? That was it? Okay. Now, without your notes, mix them all up and see if you